Hey, good morning, folks. I am your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't shoot me, bro. Don't shoot me, bro. I have what CNN would call far right radical hats. And I don't want to be on CNN, and I don't want the line underneath, man, old white guy wearing far right radical hat shot by peaceful protester. I don't want to be a CNN headline. Don't shoot me, bro, because I am displaying. Shout out to Steve. Always shout out to Steve. Vote Trump, mobs or jobs. And we're going to talk about that because the mobs are coming to rioters are coming to a neighborhood near you. And Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas has released a damaging video for Minnesota and Wisconsin. Maybe I can ask Tom Cotton, Senator Cotton, about that tomorrow. He will be in town. He'll be in Ellijay, Georgia, traveling with Senator Kelly Loeffler. Now, you may ask yourself, is this my beautiful house? You may ask yourself, right? Sounds like a song I've heard. But you may ask yourself, why is Senator Tom Cotton traveling with Senator Kelly Loeffler? There's a possibility that Senator Kelly Loeffler will possibly dump a lot of money in a Tom Cotton presidential campaign. I don't know, just saying. Is it that Tom Cotton, senator from Arkansas, is doing campaign stops around the country with other candidates as an entry or testing the waters on how he's received for a possible 2024 presidential bid? But we will ask him. But let's not gloss over the fact that Tom Cotton will be in town tomorrow and he has a relentless video. I want to ask you today, okay, because we're going to show you some polls, but we can't get poll panicked every day. We cannot. The left radical leaning, deep state, corporate corrupt, all the above media, and some stop using freedom of speech, okay? Let me ask you a question, okay? Journalist helping burn down the country. Now, I'm not putting symbolism over substance, but let's look at this. How many times, okay, Trump and many have talked about, the president and many have talked about, how many times have you seen a CNN or an MSNBC reporter with burning behind there as they're giving their peaceful protest update? So this is not really just symbolism over substance, but the fact is the networks have a team of people that are attempting to take the country down. They're complicit. If it's a crime, it's a crime, okay? If it's wrong, it's wrong. And if you're complicit, you're complicit. And I, for one, do not advocate and I do not cringe. If Joe Scarborough, Minka Brzezinski, Chuck Todd, A.M. Joy or Almond Joy or whatever the hell her name is, the guy over on MSNBC, Rachel, if any of these, if the domestic terrorist Al Sharpton, any of these people are arrested and tossed in jail, I, for one, will not cringe that I may lose my freedom of speech. Let me just say this and I'll move on. I know there's some out there saying, you promise? Let me say this and I'll move on. If you have two people going to a bank and the game plan is one says, I will go distract these people over here. I will run interference. I will distract these people here so they don't see you robbing the bank. So we'll go in together. I will distract over here. You rob the bank. We'll leave together. We'll split the loot. Democratic National Committee, Democrats, deep state, and the media. Distract, rob, split the loot. I'm out on that. Okay, 8:05. So yesterday, I talked to you about a story, and I'm going to give you two or three because we had two great interviews yesterday. Two great interviews. We have an upcoming election, November 3rd, okay? And I did a couple interviews because in Pickens County, Georgia, there's a commission chair race that I did a couple interviews with both the candidates. And for those out there wondering, I am working on securing a location and a time and confirming everything with the candidates, and then we'll let you know when the debate will be in that race. But I didn't get 2 hours yesterday to answer or cover some of the events. So give me number 10. Yesterday, Joe Biden asked, okay, this is what Joe Biden asked. He said, do I look like a radical socialist? And all I got to say yesterday where that was concerned is yes. I only had time to say yes, you do. But today, we're going to just highlight, Joe, yes, you're a radical conservative. Conservative. You're a radical socialist. Did I say conservative? To those about to rock, I apologize if I said he is a radical socialist. But I'm going to tell you what I think Joe really looks like. He asked the question, not me. Remember that when I reveal what I think he really looks like. Okay. When he asked you, I look like a radical socialist. And we're going to play a couple clips of reminders of why Joe can't be on the campaign trail. They're watching these on a daily basis. And Joe keeps saying, why can't I go out and play, mommy? Why can't I go out? Donald Trump's going out. Watch this video. You see what you said here when that guy came up and talked to you? You don't know how to shut the hell up, Joe. You're not going out. I don't care. We'll talk about that. Now, here's another thing. Yesterday, we're going to do this story. So I want to get out everything we're going to do. I'm not doing this story again. It's not a repeat. It is. I told you, I want you to stop worrying about the daily poll scares. Okay. They are buying polls. There's polling companies out there. Okay. I can put together the graphic. If you want me to, I can tell you how much to send me, and I'll tell you what the sample will be. And I can put a poll together tomorrow, and I can be the next poll out there that somebody puts on a network. There's polling companies all over, and some are very reputable. We'll leave that alone right now, not discuss that. But on a daily basis, the networks are searching for polling data anywhere they can to try to put you in fear that Trump doesn't have a chance. The reason the networks are in cahoots in saying he doesn't have a chance is because this will set the stage, and they're hoping it will soften the blow, and they will be able to say, look, we reported this to you all along. We can't help that you had a Dick Morris moment. Remember Dick Morris? Let's put this one up right here because I want to give you a reason why I want to talk about it. Damn, I'm going to roll today. You need to take this 2 seconds and invite your friends because we're kicking ass and taking names. Okay. Hold on. And I'm going to show you the daily basis because they don't want, give me number 58. They want you to think that when they actually announce, now I don't think Joe Biden will win, but I want to make sure that I'm a realist and we know what we're watching and looking for. So when Joe Biden wins, AKA steal the election, when they officially steal the election, okay? When they do that, because they're going to throw mail-in ballots, they're going to throw Republican ballots away and count Democrat ballots. Yell at me all you want. Tell me I have no facts. I have no basis. Well, look at this, okay? They want you to believe right now that Biden is, and this is the Grinnell College poll, 827 likely voters, all right? They want you to believe that Biden is up with women 56 to 34, Okay. Now, obviously, they're not seeing Joe Biden do his cup clutch. Sorry about that, Mike. We call it the Joe Biden cup clutch, where he reaches around you, sniffs your hair, and clutches your cups. Why the hell am I the bad guy? I got pictures. I can show you pictures all day of the Joe cup clutch and the sniffer, but I'm the bad person. But they want me to believe that women are not concerned. Wait till you see the Tom Cotton ad. What? The daily polling panic has to stop. Yesterday, I was at an event, and what I do is I'm going to tell you, I know what some are going to say. You're not in Atlanta. You were not at a Metro Atlanta event, okay? And these are not Metro suburban Atlanta women. But last night I attended an event, and at the end of the event, some of us were standing around, and I was talking with 3 professional women. Absolutely, they're professionals. And they're like 3 women that I would not have. If you'd have said, name these 3 women that you believe got together and formed a gun club, I'd be, no, not these 3 women, right? And they're talking about this gun club they created of women, okay, professionals that I would not believe were in this club. So then one of the owners of a gun range or affiliated with the owner of a gun range, we were talking, and this individual said, oh, no, you gotta go down to the gun range and ask them. They have women groups of women, however you want to say it. They have them coming up from, because it's a great gun range, shooting range or whatever it is, whatever you call it, shooting range, bang, bang, shoot them up, whatever. Okay. But we have groups of women coming from metro areas like they're having, a party in the afternoon, and they're training. Don't get this whole mental breakdown. This is being used to manipulate the American people. All of this I'm about to show you today is being used to manipulate the American people because the media is complicit in the bank robbery of America to steal the election. It's the great election heist. I mean, you watched Ocean's 11. You watch all these. This is it. This is a heist, America. And they're in on it. You remember in Ocean's 11, why the hell? This is going to be a good damn show. You remember in Ocean's 11, they had, any good, crime movie, any one of these movies, Sean Connery. Oh my God, let's not go there. But every one of them have a specialist in their field, right? A specialist. One of them is really good at, technology and knocking out the laser beam so you can get to the diamond. One is really good at altering the cameras and everybody's good at something, right? And it's a heist. You're witnessing it. You're living it. They're manipulating. I know you don't like it if somebody comes on and just starts saying, brain manipulation. Okay. I know you don't like that. But what you see on the screen, there's so many things that they're manipulating on a daily basis. So they will have these shows and these clips to say when they steal it, not when. There's a difference in the heist that Biden is president than Biden winning. Trump will win the election. It's the heist we're concerned about. So then on November 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever, right? They can come back and say, we told you so. We told you all along. And then you can go home and feel like Dick Morris. Yes, who is Dick Morris? Dick Morris is the guy that guaranteed on Fox News that Romney would run away with the election. Guaranteed it. Boom, Romney lost. Morris called landslide. Romney lost. Morris's ass was out of a job. Fox stopped the check. Stop the check. This guy, no. Just put a hold on this damn guy's mind. Dick Morris was, boom, out that day. He was sucking a whole new set of toes. Look that up. Don't ask me what that means. So anyhow, I'm in a good mood. What will this day bring? Folks, and the reason I say this, I'm going to close because I'm going to tell you the same story. And people are cringing. If you're a regular viewer, they're like out there, no, damn it. No, not the same story again. But so many times on this show, because we come on at 8 and because I get up at 4 a.m. and study and I see what they're trying to drop, and that's it. I get up 4 a.m. because that's when the news cycle drops and I start to see what they're going to run with that day. And I'm going to prove it because a lot of these articles were written at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, 3 o'clock, last night, this morning. But this show brought it to you, one of the first, on how they plan to steal the election. All right? They're calling it a red mirage. We're going to tell that story one more time. So I want you to put up, you know that interactive map that we talked about? Can you get that one up on the screen? Take that down, the moving map. Now, what I'm showing you here is this is a Michael Bloomberg. Oh, God almighty, this only gets worse. This is a Michael Bloomberg funded group, Democrat group, that has put out what they're calling a red wave. Now, watch as that screen changes. Now, start at November 3rd. Not you, let it go. November 3rd. Trump wins election night. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Biden wins. Mail-in ballots. The heist is complete. Take that down. I want to show you one more thing. We'll take a break, and we are on a roll. I'm going to give you a chance to call your friends, your family, your neighbors. Hell, put the kids on. I'm serious. I may say something out there left or right, but trust me, take the headphones out of those kids' ears, and you'll find out what they're really listening to. I'm not your worst nightmare when it comes to your children, Jack. Joe Biden is. Oh, that was a good one. I set myself up. I'm the only comedian that sets myself up for the joke. So I'm not the worst thing out there for your kids. No, it's Joe Biden. Anyhow, give me this one right here. And we'll get ready to go to break. I got it here in a second. Give me number 64. Okay. Yesterday, I reported this, and we do have a statement from Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Judge rules Georgia ballots mailed by election day must be counted. Did you get the 64? Did I send that to you? Do you have it? There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. I thank you, and my shrimps thank you. Number 64, judge rules Georgia ballots mailed by election day must be counted. The heist, call it that, the election day heist. They're complicit. They're in on it. They're a team. They meet. They do strategy sessions. I'm telling you, I haven't lost my damn mind, and you haven't lost yours. So when they tell you we've lost our mind, it's not true. When they tell you that it's peaceful protest and we're the ones that see the damn building burning, that's us, the American people. We see America burning while you are lying on a daily basis and your asses should be thrown in the slammer. Maybe I could present this a little smoother, but that's just the way it is. All right, so yesterday Joe asked, and I'm going to answer the question, but we're going to do a segment on this later. We got a lot of video. Number 10, Joe asked the question, not me. Got it? So give me number 10. Joe Biden, do I look like a radical socialist? Right? So he's asking, what do I look like? What do I look like? Do I look like a radical socialist? And I thought I should answer that question. Does Joe look like a radical socialist? And I said no. Yesterday I said, no, Joe doesn't look like a radical socialist. He looks more like, give me a number 11. Number 11? That's not 11. There you go, number 11. Joe looks more like a pedophile to me. Joe looks more like somebody that has sexually harassed um, Sarah. What's her name? Tara? Is that her name? I don't know. That's what Joe looks like to me. But he is a radical socialist. We're going to show you why he is a radical socialist. He looks like one, and they can't let him on the campaign trail. He's a bumbling idiot. As they're trying to parallel everything with Joe, they're trying to parallel, okay? They're trying to parallel everything that Joe is with Trump. Now they're trying to run stories he's had many strokes. Folks, when we come back, Tom Cotton, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Then we're going to go right into yesterday, the community safety roundtable event the president held in Kenosha yesterday that's driving the media wild. We want to play something. It's just like the burning building. We want to play the lie the media is trying to perpetrate this morning about the president of the United States. We got a lot to do today, a lot to do. So take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. A couple notes. We are working hard. What are we, 63 days, 61, 2, 3, 4. You count them, but we are right around the 2-month mark until November 3rd, election night. We are working on election night coverage. We will be live from 8 to midnight. FYNTV.com. We will have live election night coverage. I've already secured interactive maps to where we will have 50. Forget network coverage. If you want to sit and listen to the Bull SH ***, you go right ahead. If you want to get mesmerized by some swirling fancy colors, you get right ahead. Go right ahead. Do what you want. The best coverage will be on FYNTV.com. A decision desk, we're putting it together, working 2 months in advance. We are working on this. Our decision desk, big screen TVs with data updates, pictures, interactive maps, panel, 4 hours of panel, call in, you name it. So election night coverage, 8 to midnight here on FYNTV.com. Now, let's start here because we're going to go around. This is all the way around. You know what I say? I say it jokingly, don't shoot me, bro. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 what CNN would consider far right-wing hats. So I don't want to hear old guy wearing old Trump supporter. I don't want to be on CNN as the old Trump supporter wearing far right-wing hat shot by peaceful protesters. All right, so vote Trump, mobs or jobs. Thank you, Steve. So we'll pull that one out, mobs or jobs. Wisconsin and Minnesota. And Tom Cotton, give me number 69, okay? Number 69, Tom Cotton. That's not 69. No, it's 9. That's 69. My bad. I am wrong there. 9. Number 9. My apology to the staff. Okay. So give me number 9. Waiting. It's my fault, folks. It's up there. Go down, scroll down, find number 9, put it up there for me. All right. So Tom Cotton is did I not send you number 9? There it is. Tom Cotton, new Tom Cotton ad going live, Wisconsin, Senator Tom Cotton, Wisconsin and Minnesota. All right. Tonight. That was yesterday. Okay. Let's play. Now, I want you to see something here. There's a difference. Now, Joe Biden is, according to the media, condemning violence. Yes. Joe Biden is supporting peaceful protests, condemning violence, riots, and burning down buildings. But the interesting thing in Joe Biden's new ad, all of the peaceful protesters look as though they're Black Lives Matter protesters that are peaceful, walking down the street with candles. But when they get to the riots and agitators, they have the trucks with Trump flags going through the commercial. So it will lead you to believe it's the Trump people that are agitating, and President Donald Trump, that are agitating the peaceful protesters. So let's go ahead and play that video connected to that picture there.
For 80 days of riots, and the liberal mob is becoming more violent. Now they're coming for your homes. They're coming for your business, your job, and there's nowhere to hide. The violent mob wants Joe Biden to be president. Then no one will stand in their way. No one will be between your family and the mob. Don't let them win. Vote Republican.
I'm Tom Cotton, and I approve this message.
Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful, accurate, not pretty accurate, accurate message. This is not one of those campaign ads that's been altered to fit what the candidate would like for you to believe or see. This is actually one of those ads that is accurate, showing you what the media has not. These are Joe Biden supporters. They always say on the news, Donald Trump supporters, and then peaceful protesters. Joe Biden supporters, you need to remember to say that at all times. So yesterday, the President of the United States held a round table. Well, he held a community, all right? And let me see if I can find quickly the Joe Biden released a new ad yesterday, and we're going to find a couple clips of that. Just a second. Stay with me. Here it is, number 35. Now, I'm not going to play the ad. I'm not going to give Joe Biden ad space, free ad space on my show. But number 35, okay. Joe Biden campaign. This is part of the ad. The trucks that are going through, if you watch the ad, have Trump flags, Trump supporters. So the videographer has you seeing peaceful protest. They have you seeing Joe condemn violence. You don't see a burning building in Joe's commercial. No, here it is, number 36. Joe ends this commercial with standing there in outside of Pittsburgh to an empty room with 6 reporters in circles in their designated area, okay, telling you that he condemns violence, okay? So let's move directly from him condemning violence to, let's go directly into the President of the United States goes to Kenosha, Wisconsin yesterday. Now, Joe Biden does not condemn violence. He would. Those are his supporters, period, okay? And they're coming to a neighborhood near you. There's video, audio of them going through residential neighborhoods, telling white people to get out of their houses. They belong to us. I mean, seriously, we know that. As that's why they're trying to sell you white suburban women are supporting Joe Biden. Okay. They're carjacking America. That's just the way it is. Unsuspectingly, and I'm not trying to make fear a part of the campaign. I'm trying to tell the truth. Some white woman down in Atlanta doesn't have to live in fear, okay? Doesn't have to live in fear that somebody's going to jerk their car door open on their Mercedes and Jaguar, Lexus, or whatever, BMW, if somebody beat their ass to take their car. So they're trying to carjack America, whether you want to agree with it or not. President of the United States goes to Kenosha, Wisconsin. So first, let's go with this. The other night, when this all started in Kenosha, they found, who did they find? They find the attorney, right? The attorney finds the family. Al Sharpton finds the family, right? And they immediately go to CNN to carry their water. Now, this is Jacob Blake's parents, all right? And I'm not being negative. The mother has said a lot of very positive things. But Jacob Blake's parents, they go to the media to find the parents. The parents find CNN, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, all of them. And how dare Donald Trump do the right thing? So let me paint this for you, because there's a reason I want to do this story. Give me number 69. I have that now, 69. So if you Google Pastor James E. Ward, okay? If you Google Pastor James E. Ward, a day ago, you see the YouTube of Pastor James E. Ward and Anna Cabrera, okay? You see 7 days ago, Pastor James E. Ward on CNN, okay? And you see on August 25th, Kenosha prayer for Jacob Blake's family in America. Now, at this time, CNN, MSNBC, all the networks are selling you, and I put it that way, they're selling you that Pastor James Ward is the family's pastor, okay? So, you know, they need a, here is the way these con artists work, okay? It's the diversion. This is what they do. I told you earlier, it's like Ocean's 11. It's the greatest heist. The rioters do. They fly in. They catch the next flight out. The media's going crazy. Oh, my God, Donald Trump said a whole load of thugs was on a flight, okay? Right to D.C. First of all, they enact 100 of the 175 arrests. Attorney General William Barr said were from out of state. So they get the first bus, they get the first plane, they get the bat signal. There's something up in the air. I know it's the internet and it's Twitter and it's Meetup and all those things that send out the beep, 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 get your ass here. We need to burn things down, riot, throw cans of soup. I will tell you about cans of soup in a minute. Cans of soup. They really hurt people. The media is making fun of Trump. Let's just cover that. The media is making fun of Trump because he went up there yesterday. He said, they're not just throwing bricks. They're throwing, and it hurts where they're throwing cans of soup. Now you think about this, okay? I have visited several food banks in this career just to see how they work, talk to people that run food banks. What is the number one thing? Now listen to me very close. Put two and two together here, folks. Okay? All right, but even if you have so much education that your brain no longer has room for common sense, let's put two and two together, okay? Food banks, food drives, what do they say? Canned foods. Bring us canned foods, right? Canned foods. Think about it. We can't take perishables. We can't take this, that. We need canned foods, right? So you go and Google right now, food banks, the lines of people for food. These thugs are going through lines. Where are they getting cans? They're going through lines. They're staged of food banks and coming out with the 10 cans of whatever they want. And now they have their throw it at the police. And Trump is the one we're making fun of when some police officer is just there trying to keep the peace and his ass gets winged with a can of cream corn. Oh, don't get me going. Don't get me going, damn it. All right, back to the story. In fact, what damn story am I doing? So you got Pastor James Ward, right? The first thing they do in the heist is they assemble everybody. So you have the corrupt attorney, you have the corrupt phony religious people, Al Sharpton. You get the uncles and the aunts, man, we want justice now. You get the screamers. And then you get the family pastor, okay? Now, there's only one problem here with the family pastor is for weeks, okay? For weeks, give me number, and forget what's on the screen for right now. Give me number 24. Look at that picture. Now give me 24. Here's the problem, folks. Anytime Donald Trump wants to heal this country, anytime Donald Trump wants to find a cure for the virus, anytime Donald Trump wants to say, let's try research on everything, anytime Donald Trump wants to do anything to help this country, there is the group that tears it down. So Donald Trump, if you will look at the black man on the end, take a good look. That happens to be James Ward Jr. This is the same guy for 7 days, for 5 days or whatever. CNN's pumping up as the family pastor. He is there the day the attorney gives the first press conference, right? Trump goes and all the media, they leave us out. This guy is a great leader in the community. He is an amazing leader in this community in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Actually, I don't take this wrong because some of you out there are real whack jobs. But I actually listened to this guy yesterday. I just fell in love with this guy, man. And you will, I just did. I said, you know, that's the people that are trying to make change, real change in inner cities. And he's going to explain what he's trying to do. But yesterday, Trump goes to Kenosha and he tries to heal. See, Trump visits Kenosha despite local officials' objections. This man is in the trenches, Mr. Ward, the pastor. He didn't object. He took an invitation from the president of the United States. He didn't go yesterday because he's a Democrat, he's a Republican, he's far right, he's conservative. He went yesterday because his love for his community, his love for his fellow man, and what can I do to help? Oh, all hell has broke loose on CNN. All hell. All hell has broke loose on MSNBC. They're out there saying, they don't even have a family pastor. He called them a family pastor. They don't even have one. What the hell's wrong with you damn people? So anyhow, let's take a good look there, okay? And let's see if I can get another one I want you to look at. Okay, here you go. Here's a counter-protest. CNN loved this, number 29. Trump visits Kenosha despite local officials' objections. Okay, then here I told you part of the heist, part of the whole setup. These are setups, paid riot. Are you telling me it was set up for Blake to get shot in the back? No, I didn't say that. Let's be clear. But the people in charge, the dark shadows, I loved it. President Trump called them dark shadows. They are freaking out. Who's in the dark shadows? Who's the dark shadows? In the dark shadows, there's a group that knows when all the elements are right, when everything's ready for the perfect storm. So when Jacob Blake gets shot by a white police officer in the hood, Kenosha, Wisconsin, in the project, and he gets shot, there's a bat signal that goes up and says, okay, the perfect storm has been created. Okay, we've got a mom, we've got a dad, we've got an uncle, we got an aunt, we got people ready to scream at the camera, no justice. We get perfect storm. Let's get it rolling. Boom, boom, boom. You ever hear? Now listen to this. And I hope you really pay attention to me because I'm on target with this. When you listen to the president, yesterday, this was an hour long. Did you watch it? I'm not upset you didn't. I did. That's what I do. So I can bring this. Every time the president talks, he says, look, in Portland, I could have people there in an hour, right? In an hour. I can pick up the phone. I can have people there in an hour, right? Media, their head spins off. Where it comes to this, what you see on the screen, do I have number 30? Give me 30. I don't know if I have 30 up there. Give me 30. Give me 30. This is the uncle. Jacob Blake's uncle. Trump's visit to Kenosha despite local officials. This, they can have ready in an hour. Once somebody is shot and they send up perfect storm flares, in an hour they can have all this ball rolling. Oh, absolutely. They can find what to burn first in 30 minutes. Now, let me say that, okay? And the media is complicit because they run in, they exasperate, they do something to highlight it. And boom. Oh, they're complicit. These people need to go to prison. Exactly. And I will visit them in prison. And I will give them their daily newscast. That's what they should be sentenced to. Me having to come by and tell Joe, shut the hell up. You and make us sit there in the cell because I'm about to tell you why the hell you're in there. Anyhow, moving right along. They could set this up in no time. CNN, MSNBC, every network did everything to create a riot, a fuss, chaos, anything to say Trump should not be there. But Pastor James Ward didn't take the bait. Thank you. Because I want to play the two videos. Destiny, I want the one with him at CNN. Do I have to pull that up? Because I sent you a lot. I have it starting at about 30 seconds in. Not 30, not that one that says 30. I know that like 40 seconds in, there's a video. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It's CNN with Pastor Ward there speaking to the media.
But first, we will start with Pastor James Boyd Jr. to lead us in prayer.
Thank you, Attorney Crump. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James E. Ward Jr., and along with my wife, Pastor Sharon, we've been highly privileged to be the family pastor for more than 30 years to Miss Julia Jackson, the mother of Jacob Blake, and also her mother, Janie Johnson, for more than 30 years. And at Julia's request and at Attorney Crump's request, I want to just set the tone for our press conference today by briefly representing Julia's faith in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ and offer a brief word of prayer.
With everything going on right now, we've had to.
Really? Okay.
There are three types of law that govern a nation: spiritual law, moral law, and civil law. But we're only familiar with civil law, and we're often ignorant of the ramifications of violating spiritual and moral law, which civil law alone cannot remedy. When these spiritual and moral foundations are destroyed, societies implode. People hurt each other, and what can the righteous do? So we're calling our nation back to faith in God. Despite our differences, every citizen of America can agree that we indeed have a monumental problem in our nation, a problem that people created, but people are incapable of solving. And often, as we tell our church, we have a sin problem and not just a skin problem. So I invite you to join me in a brief moment of prayer as we ask our gracious God for his help during these very, very perilous times. Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we humbly come to you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, and we ask you to forgive us all for straying from our ways and from your ways and from our word, which invites the curse and reverse.
All right. I won't go through the entire prayer. I will hold that for the next video. CNN, their heads are spinning, folks. I'm giving you an example. They're exploding, okay? Exploding. Because we are calling him the family's pastor. I did not say that. I did not know Pastor Ward and Pastor Sherry, his wife, 10 days ago. He says right there with the mom, Blake's mom, and dad, and attorney, he is the family pastor for more than 30 years. CNN, but today, why am I making an issue with this? Because the president is doing everything to reach out to all sides in Kenosha and say, you know, I'm here to listen. But the media will not let it through. Will not. They are freaking out today because the family don't really have I heard somebody say that. Now, at 4 a.m. this morning, CNN or MSNBC, not one time, I show you the pictures of the pastor there, but not one time do they highlight. You see Trump goes to Kenosha amid, you know, while local officials are asking him, do not come. How about an under there CNN, Trump meets with family pastor to try to heal and bring unity to Kenosha? Why not? Because he did. He sit down with everybody involved. He sit down with business. He went and looked at everything. And then he sit down with business owners. He sit down with local elected officials from county, state, city. He sit down with the pastor that loves his community, that's there to say, why? Because here is the truth. You're hearing Trump goes yesterday, it doesn't even attempt to call Blake's mother, doesn't attempt to meet with him. Let me tell you something. You and I both know this. Once someone says, okay, I want my attorney present, it's over. We know that. Tell the truth. President Trump spoke with Pastor Ward and wanted to speak with Blake's mother. And he said, okay, that could be arranged. These are my words, you know, paraphrasing as they call it, I guess. But this could be arranged. They have said they just want their attorney to be able to listen in on the call or whatever. And he said, I can't do that. But I'll tell you what I can do. I can have you at the round table, because my goal is, to find out what we can do to help Kenosha and inner communities. See, that's what that was about, to heal. No, they're freaking out. The lie the media is telling, we're going to do 2 more videos. We're going to go to break because we got a lot to do at 9 o'clock. But here's 2 more videos on that. Give me the video. I think, let me see, Destiny. I should pull these up before I ask for them, and I'm sorry about that. But give me the, not the Biden, none of the Biden videos, okay? Let's see. Give me the video that I want to start at 1:22, Jacob Blake's parents, 1:22, okay?
To the presidents or the candidates or to Trump or Biden or anything like that?
For our President Trump, first I want to say a family member, and I don't know if it was heard or not, said something that was not kind. She is hurting, and I do apologize for that. Our outburst that does not reflect our behavior. And then also for President Trump, I'm sorry I missed your call, because had I not missed your call, maybe the comments that you made would have been different. And I'm not mad at you at all. I have most respect for you as the leader of our country.
All right. Sorry I missed your call. Sorry I missed your call. The President of the United States tried to call Jacob Blake's mother, and she missed the call. She apologized for it. It's real simple. When you get up at 4 a.m. or whatever you're watching, I know you don't watch, and I'm not asking you to, but you need to know they're over on other networks yelling lies. And they just get louder and louder and more lies on a daily basis. They're part of the heist. They're complicit. And they're yelling, well, Trump goes and doesn't attempt to call the mother or meet with the family. We know why. Because the next attempt with Pastor Ward was they want their attorney there. You know what they say, if you've lawyered up, I'm not talking to you anymore. Now, okay, give me, this is yesterday. Now this one we're going to play for a couple minutes, because this is the family, this is the family's pastor. And this is an example. And the reason I want to play this for anybody out there, especially you white people that don't understand, you can get mad at me all day, I don't care. But white people that just don't understand what's happening in some of these inner cities, these are the people. Kenosha is not one of the largest, but it is a city that has Democratic ruling, party rule. They're living it. They're living the results of Democrats running their city. Kenosha is no different. So here we go. And Pastor James Ward and his wife Sherry, they are in the inner city. They are loving the crackheads. I don't put it that way. They are loving the people and trying to get them off drugs. They are trying to love young black men and women and tell them to put their guns down and don't join gangs. These are the people that truly want to heal in our country. They're all over. Chicago has it. Every time we do a story and it sounds derogatory about Chicago, there is a Pastor James Ward in Chicago somewhere. There's a Pastor James Ward in Atlanta, several. They're out there all across this country, and they're the ones that truly love the inner community, black community in these cities, and will do anything to heal them. And they're the ones begging President Trump and the federal government, come in and put a stop to what's happening to our people. Not that it's okay to shoot a black man, a white cop. But white cops shooting a black man is not their biggest problem in the inner city. And these people know it. But because they love their community, because President Trump called them and said, will you be part of our community safety discussion, how to make our community safer, you ought to see the way CNN and them are painting it. He is now, I wouldn't be surprised if, like my good friend Vernon Jones, he wasn't being called a house blank. So I can't play all of it. I watched it. This is what stood out to me yesterday. This is what stood out to me. Give me the one that we start at 34 minutes and 32 seconds. It is the President Trump participates in roundtable in Wisconsin community safety. Start it where I say there.
Pastors, would you like to say a prayer?
Yes, sir.
I'd love to have that because you are so highly thought of in the area. So please, James, share it.
Sure. You should pray.
Please.
Father, we come to you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, and we thank you for this time that you divinely ordained. Father, we ask you to forgive us all where we've strayed from your ways and where we've not acknowledged your word. And we ask that you would continue to cause this nation to be one nation under God, that you alone are the one who can make us indivisible. And by being indivisible, there will be liberty and justice for all. We simply pray that you would bring our nation back to you, that your word would be dominant, that you would cause us to walk in love, to live in love, restore empathy and compassion, kindness, concern for each other. Lord, I pray for our president, as your word says, that you would strengthen him and continue to give him the wisdom and the heart to lead during this time, as well as all of the leaders that are here. We give ourselves to you, and we ask you for your good hand to be upon us. In the name of Jesus, our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Sharon, would you like to say something?
I would. I think I'm here, first of all, representing intercessors and people that are praying. Just really, I think we need to mobilize people of prayer to pray for this country. And also, I think it's important to have black people at the table to help, solve the problem. And also, I think James and I, our prayers that we're able to work to really bring about a change. I think there's a lot of great change that's been mentioned here of how law enforcement has quickly solved the problem of the crime in the street, but I think this is a good opportunity for us to really solve the problem in the nation. And I think James and I could help with that. So.
That's really well put. Yes, James?
And Mr. President, if I may add, being the only pastors in the room, if I could maybe just share a little bit from a different perspective that I think would bring balance. I have a great friend who is Chief Tony Scarpelli, the chief of police in the town where our church is.
Right.
And I talk about the partnership between pastors and police, and I often tell Tony that if we can do our job well, it will make his job easier. That's because there are three types of law that govern our society. There's spiritual law, moral law, and civil law. Most of the conversation here today has been about civil law, but until we can really focus on spiritual and moral law and change the hearts of people, we'll have to continue to build bigger jails and bigger prisons until we can bring our nation back to the place of spiritual and moral law. We certainly want to honor Julia Jackson. We're her pastors. We're not the pastor of the entire family, but we honor her.
You know that.
Yes, sir. I will give her your regards. And we certainly pray for Jacob's continued healing, and we pray for peace. But I just want to offer to you, Mr. President, that Jesus himself says, blessed are the peacemakers. And we want to help be of service to you and to our nation of having these conversations of how do we rebuild the foundations of spirituality and morality, which gives us the context of love. If you give a righteous, good, moral man the launch codes to our nuclear arsenal, everyone will be safe because he's a good man. But if you give a malicious man who is immoral an ink pen, you have to fear for your life. I would just want to say that we're here to be of service to you and to our country, to bring unity. We believe that we can help to listen with empathy and compassion to the real pain that hurts Black Americans. But we want to be of service to you and to our nation to do whatever we can to bring true healing, true peace, and to really see God's very best in our nation. We're here available. We're available anytime you will call upon us.
So you know what I think? I think you're an incredible couple. I really do. I think you're an incredible couple.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for being here.
Yes, sir.
Really, really great. Beautiful.
You pick that up anywhere on any of the media cycles? You pick that up on Google anywhere? You picking that up anywhere of what took place yesterday? Now, yes, I do know Attorney General William Barr was there. I know that. I watched all 55 minutes, folks. I did. I know Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin. I know he was there. I get it. A man was there that his family has had a camera shop in downtown Kenosha for 105 or 109 years. It burnt down. It was burnt down. I get it. I know I listened to the business owners that had the office furniture supply store burnt down. Now, let me say this. That can all be put back and rebuilt. Don't misunderstand. I'm not advocating or okaying or approving the heist and the riots and the death and the burning. The Democrats do. They're Democrats in the street rioting. So what the Democrats are doing rioting in these cities, I do not condone. But all of that can be built back. What these two pastors did is President Trump recognized how well respected they are in the community. And if he truly wanted to be, if he wanted just sound bites, if he wanted just pictures, a photo op, anything yesterday, he could have done that all day, with the exception of these people. He didn't have to have this. But what he knew is he went there to find out tanks and stop this. You have to have change, real change. And yesterday, these two, I told you when I started, I'm going to say with both, I just really fell in love with these pastors because I know they're all around this country in their inner city. And let me highlight a couple things. He prayed, and he prayed for the president. It's evil, okay? They are evil. Should I say this? They don't pray to the same God we do. That's all I'm going to say, Democrats. They are evil. And it's like throwing holy water and watching them just go sizzle when they get holy water. It's like an exorcism. I know, I went there. But let me tell you something, all right? You take The Exorcist, all right? To bring in the wards is like tying Nancy Pelosi and CNN and MSNBC to a bed. And when he said he prayed for the president, you could just like see the holy water sizzling them and demons be gone. I know you think I'm crazy as hell, but no, it's really, I'm giving you, I think so. When you hear them say, we know the importance in our community of having pastor-police relationships. Oh, God, stop. These demon-possessed, hell yeah, I said it, Democrats, their evil is no good. The media, their evil is hell. It's like throwing holy water on them. They are like stinging all day because of what Trump did yesterday, and he did it out of the goodness and love for the people of Kenosha, the goodness, the compassion, and the love for the people of this country. A couple things with our friends. As the family pastors, see, they're freaking out. Oh, they don't have pastors. They don't have pastors. Okay. Would you like to say a prayer? You're so widely respected. Would you like to say a prayer? I was like, man, he prayed for the president. Oh, it's spinning their heads off, man. They're going to explode. His wife, Sharon. people of prayer. She's calling people of prayer and bring black people to the table. That's why they went. They know their voice needs represented. They know the president of the United States needs to hear what's really going on. What did they say? It's our opportunity to solve the problem. I want you to go back and play that today. And listen and think every time you hear something out of one of these pieces of SHI asterisk on the media. When they say Donald Trump just wants to exasperate or whatever, not exasperate, anyhow, enhance, flame up, whatever. You know, I'm on a roll. You know, I get tongue-tied a little bit here. But you know, they've asked him not to come. Opportunity. This is our opportunity to solve the problem. Do you know how many con artists? They found Jesse Jackson's ass. I thought Jesse Jackson was dead, damn it. So you know how many of them out there saying, oh my God, if they're in there and they're black and they're saying this is an opportunity to solve the problem. We don't want the problem solved. Did anybody tell them? Pastor Ward talked about pastors and police partnership, how important it is. Let me tell you something. They do not want this out of the bag, because what Pastor Ward spoke about yesterday in Kenosha, in Milwaukee, in Chicago, you know, South Bend, Indiana, it doesn't matter, Atlanta, Dallas, LA, all right, everywhere in the United States, Portland, there are pastors that know that, and police, they partner. They partner, and pastors know they need that partnership to try at their opportunity at real change in their communities. Blessed are the peacemaker. Donald Trump, the peacemaker. Blessed are the peacemaker. We are here. He said, we are here. Let me roll through my picks, because I just want to show you what some of the media has done with this morning, okay? So I will roll through here. Get ready, Destiny, because we're going to roll through some. I'm going to call some numbers, and then we'll take a break, okay? I'm getting to it. 52. Now I want to show you, after I showed you that, the peacemaker, and we are here, and our opportunity to solve the problem. Give me 52. Trump visits Kenosha, calls violence domestic terrorism. Okay, that's what they got out of it. 51. Trump takes law and order campaign message to grieving Kenosha. He knows they're grieving. That's why the pastors were there. That's why he did what he did. It was a healing moment. 49. Trump visits Kenosha, calls violence domestic terrorism. Okay. President Donald Trump stood at the epicenter of the latest eruption over racial injustice Tuesday and came down squarely on the side of law enforcement. Squarely on the side of law enforcement. Wonder what they missed. Here you go. New York Times, 48. President's visit tense Kenosha to back police. Claims dark shadows are behind unrest. Oh, the insanity. 45. Trump visits Kenosha to back police, not to urge healing. Oh, I know. You're just spitting bullets, aren't you? After what I played, after what you saw, Trump visits Kenosha to back police, not to urge healing. Woo! I'm sorry. I got to throw that out there. Damn. Okay. This traffic jam. Number 39. I'm just saying, I'm showing you the same thing, but they continued. He takes law and order campaign to Kenosha. Number 38. This is Without evidence, Trump continues to push conspiracy theory about plane loaded with thugs. I miss the pastor and his wife Sharon. I miss all the good things that happened yesterday in Kenosha. Number 37, we told you about it. New Biden ad condemns protest violence. Okay. Number 33, Trump Barr could be the greatest attorney general in history. CNN's in on the game. Number 32, Trump visits Kenosha despite local officials' objections. I think as local officials, as well respected in the inner city of Kenosha, I think, one, the business owners, but most of all, Pastor Ward and his wife Sharon did not object, obviously. 30, CNN had to go get Jacob Blake's uncle. Why didn't he attend the round table? Huh? But no, he got on TV and yelled and yelled. What did the reporters ask? Now, this is probably not put together properly, all right? Number 28, there's Pastor Ward sitting there. And Trump visits Kenosha despite a local official. Reporter, just a few bad apples or people who choke occasionally. Some African-American community leaders, number 27, leaders, and a lot of other actually have said it is systemic, number 26. Systemic racism. What say you? Give me number 23. And I'm pretty sure that's all I have. Look, I know that was a little extended, but I wanted to make sure that you see from Tom Cotton's Democrat rioting in the street, coming for your home or your neighborhood soon, commercial, to what the president tried to do yesterday. You can't get lost in poll data derangement. You can't do it. You have to be strong. We're going to talk about that when we come back, and then we're going to answer the question of Joe Biden. I want to answer today, does Joe Biden look like a radical socialist? Why he's still in the basement? Why when he goes out, nobody can be around him? We're going to play some of that and the lies about fracking as soon as we return. Take a break.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
If you want big Chevy discounts, Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done with savings of $8,000 on new Chevy Equinox or up to $10,000 savings off new Silverado crew cabs. We're big on discounts and even bigger on customer service. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't forget, election night live coverage, fyntv.com. And we will start releasing more details on our social media. But 8 to 12, midnight, election night, we will be live, full panel of guests, actually people that understand the elections, actually people that understand what's going on. That are not stuck and they're not part of the heist. They're not complicit in the crime of trying to steal this election from the American people. Now, that being said, let's look at the theft in itself. Yesterday, I brought you a story, and I'm not going to go into great detail on it again today, but I brought you a story called the Red Mirage, okay? We did that right on the show. You're probably looking at the camera yesterday like, wow. For those of you that view this show on a daily basis, later into the day, you said, wow, wait a minute. BKP talked about this at 8 a.m. Full story. Interesting. So it is a group funded by none other than Michael Bloomberg. They all have a part in the heist. It's Ocean's 11. Democratic Party, Ocean's 11, the great heist, the election theft of the American people. So yesterday this started happening, and let me go through here. Number one, okay, and this was on the Gateway Pundit. Democrat data firm, right, says Trump landslide likely on election day, but will be flipped by Biden by mail-in votes emerging a week after the election. Now, stay there for just a minute, okay? We told you that yesterday. What happens is Republicans tend to go vote. Now, even if you early vote, all right, even if you go to the machine and early vote, which I do not, but Republicans tend to go vote in person. Now, what will happen on election night is the vote in person, okay, they will be tabulated electronically immediately. And it will look, is what they're trying to tell you, is they're setting you up for the steal, okay? And what it will do is it will look like Trump has a national landslide. It will look like Trump has won some states. It's miraculous. He's won Minnesota, Wisconsin. He's even won some states nobody expected by 5 points. But that's November 3rd, the Red Mirage, when you go to bed. The 4th, Trump's lead dwindles. We'll go over that. The 5th, I did this story yesterday, right? Now I'm going to tie all this together. Number 3. It's from Bloomberg, number 3. She has to resize these folks. I send them one way, and then the next one's another way to try to make them look good on the screen. So I appreciate them in the studio. Bloomberg-funded group, Trump may win election night, but Joe Biden will win days later due to mail-in votes. So it's really been a big deal that President Trump's been yelling about mail-in votes. Okay. Give me number 4. Number 4, an analytics firm bankrolled by billionaire Michael Bloomberg is predicting that while President Trump will appear to win on November 3rd, Democrat Joe Biden will actually win the election days later in mail-in ballots. All right. Number 2. It's another clip I want you to read. A top Democratic data and analytics firm funded by Michael Bloomberg claimed it is highly likely President Trump will win by a landslide on election night, but will ultimately lose the following day. Hawkfish CEO called the Democrat mail-in voting fraud operation deployed to steal the election post-election day a red mirage in his interview with Axios, a red mirage. Let's go to that. It starts 30 seconds in. Let's go to that video while he's calling it a red mirage. And let's play the video with Josh Mendelson.
A mirage, by definition, is something that appears to be there, but that doesn't really exist. And you have a model scenario called the red mirage. What does that mean?
The reason we talk about a red mirage is, in fact, because we believe that on election night, we are going to see Donald Trump in a stronger position than the reality actually is. We are sounding an alarm and saying that this is a very real possibility, that the data is going to show on election night an incredible victory for Donald Trump. That is likely to be what we see when every legitimate vote is tallied and we get to that final day, which will be some day after Election Day. It will, in fact, show that what happened on election night was exactly that, a mirage. It looked like Donald Trump was in the lead, and he fundamentally was not when every ballot gets counted.
You have a result on election night where it appears that Donald Trump has won, but a result after ballots are counted that show that Joe Biden has actually won.
That's right.
Let's get an obvious question out of the way first. Hawkfish is a company that's started by Michael Bloomberg, that does work for the DNC, that's doing work for pro-Biden super PACs. If I'm a Republican voter, an independent voter, a skeptical Democrat, why should I listen to you?
One of the things that we believe is that facts matter. It's not about disinformation or misinformation or using fear as a tactic. There are objective truths in this world today.
And how do you build your modeling? How are you basing your projections?
We essentially built a simulator where it's a sequence of sliders, and you just pull those sliders to start seeing what the scenarios will show you. What's it going to look like on election night? What's it going to look like the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that? In most every year, Democrats are more likely to vote by mail than Republicans, and that has only increased this cycle. We see in the data that twice as many voters intend to cast a ballot by mail than have ever before. They are disproportionately Joe Biden's supporters. Because there are absolutely some ballots that were mailed in that get counted sooner because folks were proactive and got it in as soon as they possibly could, or dropped it off, or showed up to a polling station where early votes allowed. But it's going to take a while. It might be weeks. Because absentee ballots inevitably are harder and slower to count. We are going to find ourselves that when you have those prototypical cable news talking head moments of saying, well, you know, here's what we're seeing and this is what it looks like, it's going to show Donald Trump in the lead in a lot of key places on election night when in-person reporting has occurred.
What about California or New York?
California,
a huge
California
blue state.
is blue, New York is blue, right? Some of the, but Virginia is a really good example of a state that should be blue that turns out red in this moment.
On election night.
On election night.
Okay.
So a state like Pennsylvania, Florida, it's in play by just a couple points. And that's what tips it in one direction or another. If you were to essentially average battleground state polling, Joe Biden appears to be ahead by about 8%. And so if you have a number of ballot challenges in a state like that, as big as it is, as large as the population is, as diverse as the population is, it can make a really big difference over those next 10 days. And so when you start accounting for...
All right, folks. Brought you this story yesterday. Brought it to you yesterday. Donald Trump will win the election. The mail-in ballot system, for the most part, is set up to say, how many votes do we need? You see, the Democrats will know that night because we will show our hand, and it's not a bad thing. Republicans will show our hand. We will go vote. And then they will say, this is what we need. I showed you that. Put the map up, the interactive map, okay? And then we'll come back and wrap this up. You can do, there you go. Watch it. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Come back to me. the Red Mirage. Michael, brought to you by Michael Bloomberg. Hawkfish. Pennsylvania will be closed. Florida will be closed. Now, why do you feel I'm just trying to stir something up? Okay, no, I'm not. Let's go to number 5. This is at the top of the Drudge Report today, number 5. Pollsters predict big Trump win on November 3rd, but Biden will end up winning a week later. It's right on the Drudge. They are pushing this, okay? Give me number 6. This happened at 2:06 p.m. yesterday. I brought it to you yesterday morning. Democrat pollster predicts a huge Trump win on election night. Right? Number 7, President Donald Trump is likely going to win big on election night, including in traditional Democratic states such as traditional. Now, Michigan, Virginia is just a traditional Democratic state. Virginia is traditional, such as Minnesota and Virginia. Okay. Number 8, we are sounding an alarm. Number 8, and saying that it's very possible that the data is going to show an election night an incredible victory for Donald Trump. Now, yesterday, to round out this story, and let me see where that is. Okay. We had a U.S. federal judge. Yes. We had a U.S. federal judge. And here it is, number 63. Okay. See that? U.S. federal judge in the state of Georgia. Bring this all together. Okay. Number 63, this is a U.S. federal judge in the state of Georgia. Now go to 65. This is her name. 65. Eleanor Louise Ross, judge for the United States District, okay, appointed by Barack Obama. And here's what she decided for our state yesterday, for you and I, okay? Number 64. Judge rules Georgia ballots mailed by election day must be counted. See, in the state of Georgia right now, you have to mail your ballots in advance to arrive by Tuesday at 7 p.m. when the polls close. In the state of Georgia, the election laws say that the polls closing at 7 means the polls close for everybody. Okay? So in the state of Georgia, if you want to do mail-in ballots, fine. You have to have those in and have them in the stack in the office, ready to be counted November 3rd, because the election ends at 7 o'clock. Federal judge ruled yesterday that if received 3 days, maybe more than 3 days, but up to 3 days, if not more, after the election, they must be counted if postmarked on election day. That's right. Postmark, ballot harvest, election day. If they're sent election day and they get there not November 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, maybe further, they have to be counted. And you know the group that took the lawsuit, and I don't have it with me, happens to be a group that took this lawsuit, happens to be a Stacey Abrams group. Yes, was it Right to Vote or whatever they are? Stacey Abrams backed group. Okay. Now, yesterday I called the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger's office, And I asked the Secretary of State to please talk to me about this. And considering it's a legal matter, they didn't want to go on and do any interviews, but they sent me this, and I hope you could see it. Okay. But here is a statement from the Secretary of State. So somebody said yesterday, what are they doing about it? Give me number 67. And I'm sorry about this, but I just wanted to put the whole statement up. Okay. This is from the Secretary of State of Georgia, his statement, Brad Raffensperger. Extending the absentee ballot receipt deadline is a bad idea, and that will make it nearly impossible for election officials to complete their required post-election tasks in the timeline that is required by law. We plan to immediately appeal Judge Ross's decision. So we will be on standby waiting how far this goes in Georgia. But there is, so if you say, what are they doing? There is an appeal going on now by Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State. Yes, the heist, the election heist. And we're talking about it, and we're bringing it to you clearly. Now, let's start a new segment. And I'm going to play back-to-back videos. They're not going to be a great order, but the other day, Joe Biden said, do I look like a radical socialist to you? Okay. Now, I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are really going to be ugly about it and say this is bad and not right. Number 10, okay? Number 10, Joe Biden asked the question, do I look like a radical socialist to you? Well, there's two things. Yes, he looks like a radical socialist. Yes, he looks like he's in favor of the Green New Deal. Yes, the Green New Deal will cost trillions of dollars in new taxes for everyone, no matter what he tries to sell you, him and his band of Indians, which would be led by Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. I did that. That's pretty good. Anyhow, and crazy people. So we wanted to say, do you look like a socialist? Can we prove you're a socialist? Now, this man is actually on the trail, no pun intended, Indians and cowboys. But he's on the trail saying he never said he would end fracking, because fracking is Pennsylvania. Joe, that's a problem. Fracking. So he's trying to retract some things, and there's some reasons. You'll see encounters he has with voters why they can't let him on the campaign trail. Now, the question is, do I look like a radical socialist? This is what I think you look like, Joe. Okay, give me number 11. That's what I think you look like. Now, what, Joe, you say, do I look like a radical socialist? I just want to run through a couple pictures. Number 12. Does he look like a radical socialist? Number 13. Does she look like a radical socialist? Number 14. Does that look like a group of radical socialists? And can anybody point out the senator that just won his primary election in Massachusetts against the Kennedy? Was his name Markley? Joe, does that look like radical? This is who's going to be helping. This is who's going to be involved with the dark shadow that's running Washington, D.C. The dark shadow is real that Trump brings out. Number 15. I don't know. Does that look like a radical socialist? Number 16. Does that look like a radical socialist? Did I say 16? Or is that, which one do I add? Yeah, 16. Give me, yeah, okay, 16. Number 17. Does that look like a radical socialist? 18. Does that group look like a radical socialist? Now play the video. Now here, Destiny, listen to me very close. Play the video where Joe is asking if he looks like a radical socialist. And then every video behind that, they're in a row. They're all Joe Biden. Come back to me, but get the next one ready. The next, and I'm just going to say next one. So Play the first one where Joe says, do I look like a radical socialist? And we'll show you why why Joe is such a liar and they can't let him on the campaign trail. Play that one. Hold on. Got to double check here. The one that says this, Joe, do I look like a radical socialist? Wait a minute. Let me help you find it here. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Fossil fuels confronted. Hold on. Which one is Joe? I guarantee we're going to end fossil fuel. Joe agreed to phase out. I will kill fossil fuel. Hang on. Maybe I didn't send that one. Let's see. Hang on a second, because I want to get them in line if I did. Hold on a minute, folks. Stay with me because I have about 6 in Destiny. I will find that one. Okay, I will find that one. Just a second. I'm going to give them to you in order. Sorry about this, folks. And this is, I can't stand when I may have to admit that this is my fault. Let me just see. I'm going to try one more, and if this is not it. Okay, everybody knows that. I didn't send that one to you. I'm very sorry. So I'm going to give you the names, and let's go with one at a time. But we know Joe said that. So let's talk about ending fossil fuels. Biden, the title is, I guarantee you we're going to end fossil fuel. Okay, it's 15 seconds long. Play that one.
But kiddo, I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree. But I want you to look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate.
Okay, look in my eyes. This is why they can't let him out on the campaign trail. Their nerves are shot. Look in my eyes. I'm going to end fossil fuel. Okay, let's go to the one that says, they can't let him on the campaign trail. Joe Biden agrees to phase out fossil fuel production in U.S. Joe Biden agrees to phase out fossil fuel production in the U.S. Let's go to that one.
One, I wanted to really thank you for all the work you put into your climate plan. And two, I wanted to ask you, are you ready to commit to the responsible phase out of fossil fuel production as part of your administration?
Well, look, we got to go to zero emissions, man.
Zero emissions.
Zero emissions.
And
we can. It's within our wheelhouse. And the answer is yes.
The answer is yes. And so that means the responsible phase out of fossil fuel production in this country?
Have you had a chance to see my plan?
I have.
Take a look at it.
And I really appreciate that. And we want to get you higher up there.
By the way, only 15% of the pollution we produce. You got it, somebody can lead the damn world and get everybody back to the game.
Well, sir, that's a fantastic
and that's
point.
What I can do better than anybody.
And are you ready to ban fossil fuel exports as part of your administration?
Yes, absolutely. But we got to phase it. Anyway, you got to call my office.
All right, thank you, sir.
Can't let him out. They cannot let him out. Read my plan. Yes, read my plan. Check it out. I am a radical socialist. I am going to end your car. It's over, baby. Fossil fuel is over. Done. Can't let him out. Cannot let the damn guy out of the basement. Let's go to the one. Let's go to Biden. I will kill all fossil fuel jobs. Biden, it's a CNN one. Biden, I will kill all fossil fuel jobs. Play that one.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those, any fossil fuel.
We cannot work it out. We cannot work this out. The time is up. Our house is on fire.
We have to stop using coal in 10 years. And we need a president to do it or it won't get done. Get off coal. Save this country and the planet. That's what I'm for.
Senator Harris, your response?
I mean,
Joe wants to say, that's what I plan to do. Do they look like radical socialists? Does Inslee out in Washington, D.C. talk about, man, the planet's burning down now? Now, forget about CHOP in Seattle and people getting killed in private. But radical socialists, do they? Joe says coal and fracking. There goes Pennsylvania, right? Coal and fracking. Where else is coal and fracking across this country? They can't let the damn guy out of the basement. They know that, and I'm going to tell you what my prediction is. Okay, let's go to confronted by protesters. Biden says, when you're wondering, it's got nothing to do with COVID-19. I should have said this long ago. Zero to do with COVID-19 and following the science and being safe. The reason Joe Biden is not out of the basement is his ass is what the kids say, ass is grass. This guy gets out of the basement, they are in trouble. You talk about polls nose diving, okay? You can't. Joe Biden gets out of the basement, you can't mail in enough ballots to save his ass. Let's go to confronted by protesters. Biden says we are going to get rid of fossil fuel. Let's go with that.
Senator Sanders and others are proposing Medicare for All plan. That's going to cost the Trumpers are here, I guess. I don't know. Well, thank you, guys. I'm happy to. We are going to get rid of fossil fuels, come on, folks. That's okay. These guys are okay. They want to do the same thing I want to do. They want to phase out fossil fuels, and we're going to phase out fossil fuels. Look, Senator Sanders and others are proposing Medicare. Don't act like the Trumpers, okay? All right, don't be like Trump. Please, we're on the same team. Don't be like Trump. I'll talk to you afterwards if you'd like to talk, okay? So, look, Senator Sanders, please. Well, so is everybody else's future. That's why in our administration we wiped out no more coal plants. That's why we spent. There is one in hand. We can't do it all at once. We're working on it, kid. We're working on it. Why don't you sit down? I promise you. Let's talk. Let's talk. It's not. Please.
Now you wondering why Biden's not out of the basement? I'll give you a couple reasons in that clip. Number one, okay. He can't take it. He loses it. All right. Number two, if you would look behind him, the signs that say firefighters for Biden, they would have trouble. Yes, generally Joe Biden should be able to go into any. Why is Joe not out of the basement? Because Joe can't go in rural America. That's exactly right. Joe can't go in rural America and draw a crowd. And the places where did Obama and Hillary? Well, they went to where? Philadelphia. They went to the cities. He can't go there. And then when he goes to the cities, he would be hard pressed to find, firefighters for Biden to stand behind him. Yes. I got a final point on that. I know we got 8 minutes here. Let's go to Joe Biden supports the Green New Deal.
We both agree that we have a new Green Deal to deal with the existential threat that faces humanity.
But that's all, folks. The Green New Deal, we both agree. Okay, and the last one I want to run by you is one of his babbling moments from the basement. Joe Biden, coronavirus crisis provides an opportunity to push the Green New Deal. Let's play that one.
Thirdly, we're going to have an opportunity, I believe, in the next round here to use my green economy, my Green Deal, or to be able to generate both economic growth and consistent with the kind of infusion of monies we need into the system to keep it going. One of the ways to make sure these jobs are available that may get lost or hurt in the meantime is to provide the kind of jobs that are prevailing wages where people are making $45, $50 an hour plus benefits by building new infrastructure. We're going to need new infrastructure going down the road here, and it's a way to generate economic growth. That's going to be, I think, the next round we have to be looking at.
What the hell did he say? See, they can't have him on the campaign trail because you get done, you don't know what the hell he said. You have no idea what this guy said. He's a bumbling idiot, okay? He never had a prime, but we'll give him that. He's past his prime, sorry to say, okay? He's incoherent. He babbles. They can't let him out on the campaign trail. They can't let him talk, all right? And I will tell you this is my prediction. The night of the debate, this all gets accumulated into one. You'll see the whole Joe Biden the first night of the first debate, and it'll be over for him. It will be so bad. It will actually be sad. He will take such a beating that night. He will whimper his ass right back to the basement and look for his stuffed animals so he can cuddle up with them. I'm sorry. There is a time for me to get out and not say things that I shouldn't. In that segment, now let's run through some pictures. I want to show you some things these pieces of SHI asterisk are up to. Let's go with 62. They're trying to sell. Forget it. Please, folks, stay away from polling deranged syndrome, derangement syndrome. Do not get stuck on these. 62. This is all they have. Trump repeats false conspiracy theory that only 6% of people with COVID actually died from the virus. Okay. The media is complicit and running interference. Number 60. Okay. Calling it a conspiracy theory, number 60 there. Complicit over the virus. Let me see if I can find one more where the virus is concerned. Okay. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. COVID-19, 44. U.S. won't join 170 countries investing in COVID vaccine. Hell no, we're not giving them our money. Here it is, Forbes, number 41. Twitter removes, look at this, number 41. Twitter removes claim about CDC and COVID-19 coronavirus deaths that Trump retweeted. They removed it, Twitter did. Here is from The Hill, okay? 40, Trump retweets conspiracy theory questioning COVID-19 death toll. Folks, let me show you. This is what they're doing. They're desperate. They're laying out the great election heist. Okay? Laying it out. And I continue to show this to you. Part of their goal, this is their job, number 50, MSNBC. What they are doing now, because they're calling a conspiracy theory what I'm about to say, okay, where the CDC has released the number of COVID-19 related deaths to underlying medical issues and from COVID-19 directly. And it's spinning their heads off because it's time to go play football. It's time to go to school. It's time to go take your chances. It's time to take your damn mask off. It's time to open your business. Okay? It's time to get in an elevator, not one at a time. Just get in there and go send your ass right up to the 30th floor. Okay? It is time to see everything out there that has falsely been put out there to manipulate and be part of an election heist of the American people's election. This is what they put up. You see that? COVID death toll, 185,909. MSNBC has chosen to keep a current death toll there. We know, I think it is that 6% of the deaths where this virus is concerned are directly the virus. The virus killed them, okay? Now, exacerbate, is that the word? Maybe I'll get it one day. But we know that what we're looking at, it's the CDC, I think, is saying 6%. Somebody, you take an 18-year-old, they have no respiratory issues. They're not using an inhaler, respiratory, no cardio issues, okay? You don't have a pacemaker. You didn't have open bypass surgery. Okay, you're not a diabetic. You're not considered overweight or obese, okay? AKA, you're not a fat ass. Sorry. Why the hell? I mean, just chill. But you have this person over here, only 6% have just died from the virus. Okay? The other 94%, if you are a diabetic, this virus accelerates everything. If you have a respiratory issue, it accelerates everything. If you are overweight, it clings to the poor health that you have and pushes you over the edge. Don't know how any other way to put it. And they don't want that data out there. It's time for kids to go back to school. It's time. Dark shadows. I don't have time to get all of the pictures up. We've run most of them, but dark shadows. The president said the thugs are on the plane. They are being mobilized. Anytime there is a white police that shoots a black man or a woman, there is a team involved in the heist and the corruption that are complicit that start putting out calculating the perfect storm, or they know we can create a perfect storm out of this and just tell this lie and this lie and we go. George Floyd had a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. Okay. Mr. Blake, there was a lot going on there they don't talk about. All right. But we know the dark shadows are able to mobilize and destroy our cities. And you know who the dark shadows are? They're called the Democrat voters. Every time you see a riot, they're Democrat voters. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Have a nice afternoon.